Welcome to Pabo.com, the podcast. Discover your sexual journey with Nynke Nijman.
It was sad to see the burden that weighed on her shoulders. She wasn't able to relax at all. Not when she had sex, but neither in a conversation about sex. She literally felt the weight of the burden on her shoulder whenever she did. It restricted her in everything that had to do with sex. She felt restricted and ashamed. She was ashamed of who she was as a sexual human being, for the things she enjoyed and the noises she made. She was ashamed of her facial expressions, the odors, and the bodily fluids that flow freely. And that is why she barely does anything with sex anymore, although she initially loved having sex. She had an endless curiosity. She got to know herself better with every sexual encounter, and she could fully enjoy it. Up until the moment she met a man in a bar. The sexual attraction was amazing, and before she knew, the two of them were in bed together. She felt how she was completely in the moment. She had no restrictions whatsoever, and it felt like a total surrender. But then, out of the blue, he asked her what she was doing. And the whole world stopped moving right then and there. What did he mean? Did she put up a funny face? Was it the way she groaned? Wasn't she supposed to touch her own breast? Or maybe it was the sound that came from her vagina. She was too afraid to ask and said nothing at all. What if he meant all of the above? What if all the things that she did were strange to him? And in that specific moment, 9 years ago, the weight of the burden she carried upon her shoulder started. A tremendous amount of shame and fear of letting herself go again. Ever since that moment, she lost all the pleasure she used to have in sex. She did have sex a couple of times, but there were always restrictions. She was aware of every movement. Every sound, every odor. Sex never felt the same, and she hadn't been able to enjoy it anymore like she used to before that one night 9 years ago. And if you would have asked her 9 years ago, she would have convinced you that all those odors, bodily fluids, funny faces, unsuspected sounds and touches were just part of having sex, as if it were simple facts. But now, she had to convince herself again of these facts, to make sure that one day she is able to enjoy sex again without having any shame or restrictions.